So welcome to Lightroom. So today we're going to be going over some of the aspects of the program that really seem to cause beginners lots of issues. And so the first one is sort order. So I think by default it might go on file name, but I'm not quite sure what it is. The trick here is most people are looking for their images chronologically and they can't find them. They're all jumbled up. So what you need to do is go down here to sort and change this to capture time. So capture time is most likely going to work. Even if your camera's not set up correctly, it's still going to have some time on there, so it's going to put them in the order. This is really great if you have like two images, or not two images, two cards full of images from the same shoot, and they're all jumbled up. This will put them in the correct chronological order. So if you took a wedding with 3 cameras, it would still have the images in chronological order as long as the times were set exactly the same on both cameras. So that is sort order. So the next one is the biggest issue. So Lightroom catalogs, and it makes it easier for you to find images. I really don't use it because I shoot too many and I'm always having to put new hard drives on. And this is where the problem relies. The way it locates images is by a path. So if we come up here and we click on desktop and then we find this folder, which is this, we can see here's my path. This is the path to where these images rely. If you change this path, Lightroom will not be able to find the images. So what we're going to do is change that path. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that folder and I'm going to move it to pictures. And you're going to see Lightroom become very unhappy. Oh, and so there it is. The question mark. Where did you go? I can't find you. So you still will be able to see the previews of your images. However, you won't be able to really edit or save or export these images. So what you need to do is locate them. So there's two things here. Do you know where the images are? Where did you move them to? If you do, that's great. If you don't, that's going to be another issue. You got to find them first. So obviously we know where we put these. So we're going to click on this one. This one is layout with type. So layout with type, I'm going to double click that question mark and then hit locate. And then we're going to go to pictures. The name, layout with type, I think that's it, and hit select, and you notice that all of them disappeared. Once you find one image, it will usually be able to locate the others and you don't have to like manually go through and do each one. So now you're good to go and the program will work just like it does normally. So the next thing we're going to go into here is in the develop module. So this is a very simple one. And this has to do with the history brush. So usually, let's say we had these wild swings before and the history brush. Every time you open it, it goes back to its default. So all we have to do is hit reset, but reset is a global thing. It resets everything. So if you want to just reset everything in here back to 0, you come up to effect and double click it and it will automatically set everything back to 0. If you want to just reset one aspect like the whites, you don't want to, it's really hard to like drag this over and get it right on one. So you just double click whites and it will go back. So double click shadows and it'll go back, or double click effect and it will zero itself out. So that is how to reset that type of information. And the last one is just a question. When I'm in Lightroom making an adjustment, so we'll just change the color in this to something crazy like this. When I do this, how do I save it? Well, the answer is two different options. One, you don't have to save this. When you make this adjustment in Lightroom, Lightroom records it. So when you open this up again, it's going to look just like this. And then if you don't like it, you can reset it back to how it was. And then if you make another adjustment, at that point, it's recorded that adjustment. You do not need to save it. However, if you want to export it or save it out somewhere differently, there is no save as or save in Lightroom. It's all an export function. So you're going to export it, and in export, we'll just go there real quick. I've gone over this about exporting. You can change your sizes and limits and anything that you want to within export. So exporting is saving in Lightroom, but you do not need to do that unless you want to like size this out at 1,000 pixels for sRGB to go on the web. Then you can export that out of Lightroom and you should be good to go. So we'll reset this back. So that is the main issues that I run into with students and people learning Lightroom. So hopefully those were helpful. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.